everyone, welcome to Remote STEM class. It's Mr. Dowd here. Now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We just finished Glacier National Park yesterday, so today we'll be doing the Grand Canyon. I think everyone knows what the Grand Canyon is, right? I sure hope so. So this one's will be a little longer because, as you notice, there are 18 locations because Grand Canyon is a huge park. So we start off with a Bright Angel Trailhead. So it's a trailhead for rugged 7.9-mile trek on Park Superhighway linking Colorado River and the South Rim. So this is a hiking trail that looks pretty sketchy to walk down, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't want to fall down that sheer cliff face, but yeah, so that was the first location. Run through these kind of quick because there is a lot of them. Next is Maricopa Point. So the Hermit Road Vista with exceptional views of the canyon, river, and an old copper and uranium mine. So uranium is part of how do you make a nuclear weapon and or nuclear engine, that kind of thing, nuclear power. Some stunning vistas for sure. I'm jealous of these guys right here because I would love to be looking across that. Next, we have Hoppy Point. So this is a South Rim overlook with unobscured views of the canyon, making a popular stop at sunrise and sunset. Guess a lot of people do biking over to here, but wow, that's a full 180-degree view of canyon, except for that one tree in the way. Next, we have Mohave Point. This is a terraced cliff face with sandstone mesas. I'm not sure what that is. Curving Colorado River can be spotted from this lookout. So way down there is the Colorado River. So the Colorado River is actually what technically cut the Grand Canyon to a degree, because the water running is what cut through the sandstone. Absolutely breathtaking. No wonder it's one of the top places to go in the United States if you like national parks. On to number 5, we have the Abyss. So there's another panoramic viewpoint along the Hermit's Rest route with dizzying vertical drops to the bottom of the canyon. Yeah, that looks utterly terrifying. I would not want to fall down that. No, thank you. No, thank you at all. But you can see the different layers and how it's cut through. It's pretty cool. Really, really cool. Next, we have Pina's Point. So you notice a lot of these things have very similar views, but that's because the Grand Canyon is so big, there's all different locations. So there's a cliffside promontory. Not sure what that is. Just an overlook, I'd guess, with scenic South Rim viewpoint overlooking a vast expanse of the rugged canyon. Again, it's a fantastic view, so it's a little walk along. We'll walk through. So now we're at Hermit's Rest. So it's a rest stop designed by architect Mark Coulter in National Park rustic style in 1914. So it's just this little location you can stop at as you're on your visit to the Grand Canyon, going to the different locations. A little place to grab maybe a snack or something. Yeah, it looks like they have different snacks and drinks and whatnot. Maybe some cool things. I don't know. I like the architecture though. That's pretty. Next, we have the Yavapai Point. It sounds like something out of Naruto. It's a panoramic viewpoint along South Rim with the exceptional views of the canyon ridges and the Colorado River. Pretty nice. All these are just fantastic. Someday I'll get to the Grand Canyon. I haven't been there yet, but someday soon. Next, we have Mather's Point. So it's another scenic viewpoint along with South Rim, popular for its canyon vistas and proximity to the visitor center. So I'm going to bet you guys $20 right now that the visitor center is one of these 18 locations. Again, just breathtaking views. So we're about halfway done our trip through the Grand Canyon. We're at number 9 out of 18. Let's keep on chugging. So we got the Grand Viewpoint, South Rim Viewpoint overlooking a panorama of colorful canyons, ridges, and the snaking Colorado River. So this is more towards sunset, I'd assume sunset, but it could be sunrise for all I know. Beautiful. That sky. Beautiful. Next on this list is number 11, Moran's Point. Moran's Point. It's a desert viewpoint viewpoint showcasing Grand Canyon's ancient rock formations in Colorado River. So this is a location you can get to fairly easily because you can get to it by car, which a lot of these places are hiking. But yeah, so there's probably a parking lot like right over here. So that's nice for people that have trouble walking and or hiking. It's a good thing to remember. Next, we have the Tusayan Ruins. So this is archaeological ruins of an 800-year-old ancestral Puebloan village with trail and ranger-led tours. So this is an old village from 800 years ago. So it's 2021, so looking back to like the early 1200s or so. It's way before, that's when like Leif Erikson discovered Greenland. And that whole Canada area. Yeah, so it's an old ruins of an old Native American village. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Number 13 is Lippman's Point. It's a vista point of the Desert View Drive with expansive views of the canyon's inner gorge and whitewater rapids. Yeah, so the Colorado River, as you can see down there, is there. But you see those white foamy areas? That is called whitewater rapids, based on the bubbles that you get. I've gone whitewater rafting once, and it was a lot of fun. Definitely go with like a tour guide if you ever go. But some pretty cool, more whitewater down there. Cool. I'm not sure what a gorge is technically. I think it's when there's like a little deep bend down. I'm not sure that leads to a river. I'm honestly not sure. I really should know though. Next is Navajo Point. South Rim Overlook with the highest elevation, exceptional views of the Stone Watchtower and Colorado River. So when my brother visited Grand Canyon a couple of years ago, this is where he went, I know for sure. Navajo Point. Again, named for the Native Americans that lived in this area at the time, as far as I understand. So we're almost done. So number 15, the Desert View Watchtower. So it's a stone watchtower raising 4 stories, designed in 1932 by Mary Coulter, a pioneering Grand Canyon architect. So just a observatory for the park. I'm not sure if you can go up there. I assume not, since it's from 1932, so it's a little old. But yeah, view's still incredible even without going a little higher up. There's like a little plateau way out there. But that's one of the other locations we saw. Guarantee you. Next, we have the Indian Garden Campground. So campground along a Bright Angel Trail with a creek running through, shaded with cottonwood trees. So I assume this is just a regular campground. I honestly don't know. I don't think it's anything old and like that other old village location. I assume this is just a campground for you to go to if you were there. You could stay at. Number 17, we have the Kaibab Suspension Bridge. Kaibab. So it's a black bridge, that's what it's nicknamed, over the Colorado River in South Kaibab Trail used by hikers, mules in the Inner Canyon. So if you go hiking in this part of the canyon, you will most likely go over this bridge because the Colorado River, as much as it actually looks pretty calm right here in this one still picture, but definitely moves very fast. So there's the bridge. All right, so I'm going to bet my bottom dollar on it. I bet the next location will be the visitor center. Let's see. No. Oh, yes, I am right. It's not technically a visitor center, but it's close enough. So it's a gateway to the Grand Canyon with a hotel, a railway station. Both are 100 years old. Cool. So that's all we got for today. This one's a little bit longer, as you can tell, because Grand Canyon's a huge place. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again on Wednesday. See ya.
Good morning, Gators. Today we're going to make cranberry muffins. So, cranberry is a red berry. It grows in cranberry bogs. And if you go down to the Cape, they have them. They have cranberries everywhere, but up here, but they have cranberry bogs in the Cape. They're well known for them. So it looks like a red berry, not a blueberry. Tastes not too much different, not as blueberry-ish. Okay, so starting with the mix. I need 2 eggs. Have my 2 eggs. Okay, hold on 1 second. I need a 1/2 cup of water. And I need a 1/2 cup of oil. It asks for vegetable oil, but I use corn oil because it's better for you. Okay, so I'm just using a box recipe, right? So you're gonna mix it up. And when you put the cranberries in at the end, you don't wanna mash them. You wanna like carefully mix them in. Kind of similar to the blueberry muffins. You don't wanna mash them. So I drained some of the cranberry juice out. I'm going to slowly put them in here. I'm going to mix them. So when you do this, it's called folding. So in the bakery world, if you fold it in, that means you're mixing it. Okay, so I sprayed my pan. And now I'm gonna put it into these pan, to the cupcake pan, to the muffin pan, evenly. So you want to evenly, don't fill them all the way to the top, because if you do, then when they cook, they're gonna cook really high and over the muffin. So the oven is at 400. Now cranberries, just because they're red, they don't taste like strawberries. They have a different flavor to them. You've probably had cranberries, even if you're not sure if you've had them. They're more like of a jellied berry. So this is what we look like. Okay, so now we're going to go into the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. And then we'll take a look at them when they're done. See you on the flip side. Okie dokie, here we go. They took about 20 minutes. I don't really need to do the toothpick test because I know they're done. And they just pop out just like that. Okay. Right now I'm going to let them cool because I don't want them to fall apart. But they smell amazing. And they would make for a good snack or a little something to go with your breakfast. Okay, so that's cranberry muffins for you. They take about 20 minutes in the oven at 400 degrees, 20 to 25, and they're done. So until next time, see you guys later.
Hey Gators, welcome back to Language and Play. Alright, so we are continuing our work on our scene, and we are on scene 3 now. Alright, scene 3 is the climax. This is your biggest moment. This is the confrontation between your antagonist and protagonist. Alright, for example, in my play, this is where the Boogeyman and the Sandman have their big showdown. Right? The Sandman is trying to out the Boogeyman to make sure that he doesn't scare people anymore so everybody gets a good night's sleep. All right, but this is where that final climax big moment happens. Okay, so we're going to skip down. Scene 1 we did, scene 2 we did, and we're going to skip down and we're going to call it scene 3. All right, scene 3 is going to happen at night. So I'm going to change the time, and this is going to happen at midnight, 12 o'clock a.m. All right, place, little Jomar's bedroom. And so this time the Sandman is hiding under the bed when the Boogeyman comes out of the closet. All right, so I'm setting it up for this confrontation between these two characters. I want to make sure that these two characters are going to have some sort of conflict. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to look at my scene 3, and I had events here, right? You should have your events in your outline. I'm going to take those events, and I'm going to come down to scene 3, and I'm going to turn those events into dialogue. Remember, to write dialogue, we have the character's name and then what they say. All right? So I can't wait to see what you come up with. You are working on scene number 3 today. Good job, Gators. Keep up the good work.
Hey guys. Today we're going to be looking at the artwork of an artist named Victor Nunez. He's a Brazilian artist, and he's famous for creating illustrations where he combines his illustrations with everyday objects. So what you're going to need today is a piece of paper, a pencil, and some objects that you find around the house. And they really can be any objects at all. Let's take a look at his artwork first. So here, he just went to his kitchen, grabbed a couple pieces of lettuce, and brought them back to the drawing table. And he put the lettuce down on the paper, and he decided what he would draw around it. So you have to be creative. Think about what you might put around your everyday object that you find. So here you can see it's a kind of a curly hairstyle on this guy. You use it as the face for this one, and then it's a dress on this drawing, and then it's part of a tree. And this looks like some waves coming up at the beach with some birds flying above. So here he used Q-tips. And he's very creative with how he makes illustrations using those objects. pistachio shells, and he turned it into a fish. Pencil shavings, more pistachio shells. That looks like some petals from a flower. And then a little paper clip. So he was very creative with how he adds his illustration to these objects. So I think you guys will have fun with this. Here he found a couple of coffee mugs that looks like they still have some coffee in there. And he made them the eyeballs of this guy. Flipped the mugs over here and used the other side. So it's really so fun. Here he used a whole bunch of paper clips and he placed them on the paper, and looks like a lot of times he used them as eyes. And then it looks like he created sort of like a church building here using paper clips. So part of his drawing is the paperclip, but part of it is also his illustration. I like that one. So it's really pretty cool. And there's like a little baby's binky. And he used it here to make the eyes, nose of the baby. And then here, he's very creative with the face here, and that's the nose. So he used it in many different ways. Here's a whistle. It's the head of that guy, it's the body of this one. So he was very creative with his use of this object. I like that bird. Looks like a bird head. But here it's a hairdryer where this lady's drying her hair with it. And there it's a cannon. So he was very creative with his use of this object, this everyday object. Popcorn! Look at how creative he was with these popcorn pieces. Look at the little popcorn heads. I kind of love this. Kind of funny. And here he just used a pen cap. Look at all the different ways he used that pen cap. Fortune cookie. All right, there's a pair of scissors used in a variety of ways, combining his illustrations with these everyday objects is what he's known for. His name is Victor Nunez. Look what he did with a rubber band. All right, guys, so what I'm going to ask you guys to do is find some objects around your house. And you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil. All right, guys. So, I found a pair of glasses, some scissors, a little ball, a couple of coins, and a key. So those are just a few examples of what you might use around your house. So find some objects, grab a pencil and a piece of paper, and what I'd like you guys to do is use those objects to create some kind of an illustration. And if you're able to, after you've done your drawing with your object attached, take a picture of it and send it to Google Classroom. I want to see what you guys come up with your interactive illustration using everyday objects as well. What can you guys come up with? Have fun with this, guys. My ball's gonna kind of move around on me, I think. That's why you want to kind of take a picture of it if you can. So those are just a couple of ideas that I just came up with. All right, guys, go find some objects. I want to see how creative you can be using your illustration skills and your everyday object to kind of combine them to come up with some silly pictures. What do you think? I'm going to draw some eyes too, I think. some weird eyes in there. There. All right, guys. Have fun. Go find your objects, get started on some drawings, take some pictures, and send them to me. Have fun.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Virtual PE. I'm Miss Reedy. All right, we have our breakout rooms opening up with our workout videos ready to go. So I hope you join the teachers for the breakout rooms and get your work turned in. All right, this is your last week for PE, so definitely take advantage of some of the activities that we have for you this week. All right?
Thanks for watching Enrichment TV, Gators. Remember, work hard, be nice, and we'll see you tomorrow.